I'm Quinn Piper. Behavior data can assist with maintaining positive student behaviors in the classroom environment by giving feedback to students. If a student is struggling, whether it be academically or behaviorally, data can break down exactly where a student is struggling. This helps the student register exactly what is causing an issue or what is rewarding praise. This helps the student form a positive environment in the classroom as their needs are being addressed, as well as getting positive support from teachers. Three different methods of documenting organisms' observed behavior. Number one, technology would be film. By filming a student's observation, it allows you to pause, review, and reflect throughout the day. Instead of everything having to be more of an in the now, it gives you something that you can review later and have very strong data on. You can physically see the behaviors happening and what is causing it. These also allow you to see other things that you might have missed prior. If an event happens and you didn't see it for your observation, then you won't record it. But if it's filmed and you missed it, the film will pick it up, which allows you to have stronger data. Anecdotal records are when an educator will write down or verbally record a quick chunk of information. These have to be quite quick as classrooms are constantly moving environments, but they still need to be detailed enough to provide strong information on exactly what was observed. An educator should use this for collecting data throughout the day and review that information at the end of the day. This will allow them to have enough information to maybe inference something. Another method would be with a behavior tracker. These have set and determined goals for behavior that will need to be documented. These often have factors such as transitioning, work completion, or proper language within the classroom. They're used daily and used to determine when behaviors occur and what might be causing them. Factors that might influence or hinder behavioral data collection. The main one would be implicit bias. This one, everyone has implicit bias, but everyone also has a lot of control over it. Using strategies such as blind assessments, where the teacher does not know who they're grading, is an effective way to lower implicit bias. This is because grader cannot use personal experiences to hinder results. Like, this student doesn't deserve this grade because they don't work hard enough in my class, would be a perfect example of implicit bias. Also, another strategy is using language that cannot be misconstrued when collecting data. Something as student exhibited good behavior can be easily misconstrued. What I consider good behavior and what might someone else consider good behavior may not align. Also, what someone might be considered bad behavior might be that best behavior that student has ever displayed in class. Making sure that people understand exactly what is needed to be understood as good behavior will be essential. Um, Sharing data with families is, well, also essential. If the data is important to the family, it will be important to the student. Sharing student performance data with families helps develop family and school partnerships. This allows teachers to address the concerns of the parents, create goals that are aligned with the parents' needs, and execute those goals together. This means that the same practices that are going on in the classroom will also be happening at home. Describe how will you work with families to create common behavior goals for young children. This is done through communication with parents on the goals that mean the most to them. Because if I am choosing the goals and parents do not appreciate that, they will not be motivated to replicate the environment at home. When parents are allowed to express concerns and address behavior and goals that they themselves want, they are far more likely to practice at home. Parents may also already have an effective system in place. This would allow the teacher to adopt the successful strategies, and rather than parents replicating the strategies, the teacher will replicate. How to collect data in a birth to preschool environment and a K grade 3 environment. When collecting behavioral data within a birth to preschool environment, there need to be more of a focus on tactile movements rather than social interactions. For birth to pre-K, children have not developed strong social and language skills, while tactile skills are front and center. This looks like a pre-K student learning how to stack blocks, but each time they stack just the blocks a little bit higher. They are developing their fine motor skills and learning how to stack blocks in a more stable fashion. This would be counter to a student who would routinely touch something that causes pain, like a hot stove. Through these tactile movements, we can decipher the cognitive skills of these students and predict what milestones they're on for development. Within a kindergarten to third grade class, the data collection needs to be more focused on language and social interactions. This will look like a student advocating for needs, using social strategies such as taking turns, and forming relationships with peers. These skills are more aligned with the student's development milestones and age. Two, how to compare the collection of behavior data about children with and without exceptionalities. The data collection of children without exceptionalities is different as the data is compared against the standards of a school and state. This would look like a student being observed on how well they perform in class and whether or not any performance stands out, either positively or negatively. While a student with exceptionalities will have targeted observation on specific skills and traits. Rather than being compared to performance in class, there is more of a comparison on personal growth. Some modifications that could be used would be multiple methods of data collection, adapting tools such as class survey made custom for the student, and multiple observers. These are all necessary as they must be modified around the student-specific goals. If the goal of the student wants to increase reading fluency, a text-filled survey would not likely gather strong data. And that would be the end of it. So one more thing. This video might run a little long, but I really appreciate what you did for me and postponing that lesson. That being said, I am actually not a girl. That happens a lot with GCU and my online schooling. You're probably about the fourth or fifth teacher or counselor to make that mistake. Yeah. Hopefully, I know this is going to run a little long. Please do not let it, hopefully it won't impact my grade. I thought I would share that with you. I'm not offended by it at all. I find it to be very humorous. I'm actually a very large, pretty hairy man. I actually am 6 feet 7 inches tall as well. So being mistaken for a queen is funny. I had a pretty good laugh. But again, thank you for that as well. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas break.